Money. Everyone uses it. Most people want more of it, but very few truly understand it. We think of money as a numbers game. Interest rates, stock charts, compound growth. But in reality, money is far less about math and far more about psychology. That is the central message of Morgan Housel's best-selling book, The Psychology of Money. Housel, a financial writer and investor, argues that financial success isn't about IQ, advanced formulas, or perfect spreadsheets. It's about how you behave, your patience, your ability to control emotions, and your relationship with risk, greed, and fear. Welcome to 10-Minute Books, the channel where we break down the world's most powerful books into practical lessons you can absorb in just 10 minutes. Today, we're exploring The Psychology of Money, a book that reveals the hidden truths about wealth, greed, happiness, and human behavior. Housel organizes the book into 20 timeless lessons. Let's explore the most powerful ones. Lesson 1. No one is crazy. People make financial decisions based on their own experiences, not universal logic. If you grew up in poverty, you may see money as security. If you grew up wealthy, you may see it as opportunity. The stock market crash of 1929 shaped one generation with fear, while the boom years shaped another with optimism. Everyone thinks their perspective is rational, but it's shaped by personal history. Lesson 2. Luck and risk. Housel emphasizes the role of luck. Bill Gates became Bill Gates partly because he had access to one of the only high school computers in the world at the time. Others, equally smart, never had that chance. At the same time, risk can wipe out even the talented. The lesson: respect luck, respect risk, and never assume outcomes are fully in your control. Lesson 3. Never enough. One of the biggest dangers in finance is the endless chase. Housel tells the story of a man who lost billions because he wanted just a little more. Wealth without contentment leads to ruin. The wise person knows when enough is enough. Lesson 4. Compounding. Compounding is not just a mathematical principle, it's a force of nature. Warren Buffett's wealth comes not only from skill, but from starting young and letting money grow for decades. Compounding works best not with brilliance, but with time and patience. The lesson: start early, be consistent, and let compounding do the heavy lifting. Lesson 5. Getting wealthy versus staying wealthy. Housel argues that these are two different skills. Getting wealthy often requires risk-taking, boldness, and optimism. Staying wealthy requires frugality, humility, and paranoia. Many people gain riches and then lose them because they never switch mindsets. True success is not just building wealth, but keeping it. Lesson 6. Tails drive everything. In investing and in life, a small number of events account for most outcomes. A few giant successes or a few massive failures make all the difference. Most companies fail, but a few become Apple or Amazon and shape the economy. For individuals, 1 or 2 good decisions, like saving consistently or avoiding debt, can outweigh dozens of small mistakes. Lesson 7. Freedom. The highest form of wealth, Housel says, is not fancy cars or big houses. It's freedom, the ability to do what you want, when you want, with whom you want. Money is valuable because it buys control over your time. That's worth more than luxury. Lesson 8. Save money. You don't need a specific reason to save. Just save. Life is unpredictable, and savings give you flexibility. Having money saved gives you options, reduces stress, and lets you take risks when opportunities appear. Lesson 9. Reasonable. Rational. In finance, being perfectly rational isn't realistic. People have emotions, families, and unique goals. What matters is being reasonable. A reasonable plan that you can stick with beats a perfect plan you abandon. Lesson 10. Surprise. The world is full of surprises. Most financial models fail because they assume the future will look like the past. But history is full of unprecedented events, wars, pandemics, crashes, booms. Housel advises humility. Expect surprises and prepare by staying flexible. Lesson 11. Margin of safety. Always leave room for error. Engineers overbuild bridges so they can handle more weight than expected. Do the same with money. Save more than you think you need, take less risk than you think you can handle, and prepare for worst-case scenarios. Lesson 12. You and me. Not everyone has the same financial goals. A day trader playing with short-term bets is not the same as a retiree saving for 30 years. What looks irrational to one person may make sense to another. Never blindly copy others. Align your financial strategy with your own needs. Lesson 13. The seduction of wealth. Wealth is what you don't see. The expensive car on the street is not wealth it's spending. Real wealth is hidden in bank accounts, investments, and assets. Don't be fooled by appearances. True wealth is quiet. Lesson 14. You'll change. Your goals and desires change over time. What you want at 20 is not what you'll want at 40 or 60. Build flexibility into your financial life so you can adapt as your priorities evolve. Lesson 15. Confounding compounding. Housel notes that compounding doesn't just apply to money, it applies to habits, relationships, and knowledge. Small consistent actions, multiplied over time, create extraordinary results. The same principle that makes Buffett rich can make you wise, healthy, or skilled. The core themes. Throughout the book, Housel returns to a few central ideas. Money is emotional, not mathematical. Humility, patience, and self-control matter more than brilliance. True wealth is freedom and flexibility. Saving and compounding quietly create power over time. Respect luck, risk, and the role of rare events. Modern relevance. Why does this book resonate so much today? Because we live in a world obsessed with quick wins, hot investments, and flashy wealth. But, as Housel reminds us, the real game is long-term. The winners are not those who look rich today, but those who quietly build freedom and stability for decades. The big takeaway. The psychology of money teaches us that financial success is less about knowledge and more about behavior. You don't need to outsmart Wall Street or predict the market. You need to control your impulses, save consistently, embrace patience, and focus on what money is really for: freedom, security, and peace of mind. So the question is, are you playing the short-term game of envy and greed, or the long-term game of freedom and compounding? That was The Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel, broken down in under 15 minutes. Which lesson do you find most powerful, the role of luck, the importance of enough, or the idea that wealth is freedom? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this summary, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to 10-Minute Books, and ring the bell so you never miss our weekly breakdowns of life-changing books. Thanks for watching, and remember, money is not just numbers, it's human nature.